All right, third time's the charm. This is my third take recording this video. It's gonna be the last no matter what, or this video isn't getting published, so that's fun. Here we are. It is 1:39 a.m. on January 5th of 2021, and in a little less than 5.5 hours, polls are going to be opening for the Georgia Senate runoff election. That's going to determine the control of the Senate at the national level. I so obviously I have this new channel, right? A left turn, and I appreciate those of you that have already taken the time to sit down and check out my first video on the Raffensperger call. This is I didn't quite feel as compelled to sit down and talk about this as I did my last one. It's just I don't know. I've tried the YouTube thing in the past, and I really want to see it. I don't know if I want to see it go anywhere or not, but I want to at least give it a try. And I think the way to do that is to kind of just put stuff out there. So here we are, and this is a very very relevant topic, considering it's gonna decide whether the next 2 years at the federal level are going to be complete deadlock or at least the chance of some manner of marginal progressive change, right? Like $15 minimum wage or potential ending of the filibuster or court packing. I just kind of want to talk about it a little bit. We'll probably go till about 2 a.m. or so. We'll go a little while. Um, so first thing I want to look at here is this is the Georgia Senate runoffs from 538, who I mean, people kind of gave Nate Silver and 538 a lot of crap after November being really not as wrong as people say it was, just like 2016 wasn't as wrong as people say it was. Uh, but as you can see here, we've got Ossoff is currently about 2 points up. Warnock's doing a little bit better than that over Purdue and Loeffler respectively. What I believe is going to happen personally, and don't take this with any sort of credence because I'm not a pundit, I'm not a statistician or anything, but from what I've seen and what I have, I guess, been conditioned to expect in the last kind of 3 or 4 election cycles that I've been actually paying attention to, I think Purdue is going to win this race, and I think Warnock is going to win the special election. I don't like that I have to say that because that means that it's going to be 59-41. 59-41. Oh God, no. 49-51 in favor of the Republicans, but I think that's probably what we're headed towards. Just Warnock outperformed. I think there's a few reasons that Warnock is favored in this race. One, Loeffler is actually an android. Not a lot of people know that, but Kelly Loeffler is in fact a mechanical endoskeleton wrapped in a human skin suit, and she exists for the sole purpose of making the lives of Georgians and Americans in general worse. Whereas Raphael Warnock, the Chad based king, reverend at the same church where Martin Luther King Jr. Preached, the Chad Warnock is, I think, just generally he has more charisma and he appeals more broadly than the appointed. I should mention Loeffler was never elected to this position. She was appointed by Georgia Governor Brian Kemp to fill Johnny Isaacsen's seat. I don't know. I think Warnock has a much better shot, and Loeffler, having never been properly elected to the position, certainly doesn't help her in that regard. But here, I okay. I can I be real with you? I don't get the Democratic Party's insistence on running failed congressional candidates against incumbent GOP senators. They're doing this in Georgia, right? They're running Ossoff, who ran a very kind of high profile campaign against, what was that guy's name? I don't remember, but he ran for Congress in 2017, and people sort of saw it as, oh, this is the first big referendum on the Trump administration, when it was a single congressional district in Georgia. And I don't think I think that race got a lot more national attention than it kind of deserved. But they're doing this in Georgia now, and they did it in Kentucky as well, which is the state I live in. Uh, Amy McGrath is a former Marine pilot, and she ran in 2018 against Andy Barr in Kentucky's 6th district, which is probably the second bluest district in Kentucky. I think the bluest is the second. I don't know which district Jefferson County is in. That's Louisville. Louisville is by far the bluest area in Kentucky, but yeah, McGrath couldn't carry the second bluest district in Kentucky, which includes Lexington. It includes Frankfort. It includes what else? Lexington and Frankfort are kind of the only other two blue counties, Fayette and Franklin in Kentucky, and McGrath couldn't carry it. I don't know why they thought she could win statewide against like 36-year incumbent Mitch McConnell, but guess what? She lost. She was declared the loser like an hour after polls closed. It was bad. Yeah, she got demolished, just like everybody thought she would, and now Ossoff is faring better. But at the end of the day, I don't see why we did this. You know, and I don't know why there's an insistence on running failed candidates. The Republicans did this with Martha McSally in Arizona, right? She lost the race in 2018 to Kristen Sinema, and then they decide to appoint her to the Senate when she's up for re-election in 2 years anyway. Like, it baffles me. So I think Purdue is probably going to take this one. I think we're going to see a swing in these polls like we saw in North Carolina. I think Warnock is barely going to edge it out. I think it's going to be like 50.2% to 49.8. I think it's going to be a very, very, very narrow margin here. And I think Purdue's probably going to beat Ossoff by a point or two. But that's me. I don't know what I'm talking about. You shouldn't listen to me. Um, but I also want to talk about kind of the ramifications, right? So most likely scenario, I think personally, it's going to be 49-51 in favor of Republicans. I think Purdue is going to win. Warnock's going to win. What that means, that means that Mitch McConnell will continue to be the Senate Majority Leader. It means that anything that passes the House, that passes the Democratic-controlled House, is going to not see a vote on the Senate floor. It means that you won't see any of Biden's campaign promises get fulfilled. It means you won't see any progressive policies at all be enacted for 2 years. It means we won't see a $15 minimum wage. It means we won't see a public option or an expansion of the Affordable Care Act. It means we possibly won't even see a Biden cabinet happen. I know McConnell has expressed that he's going to probably allow Biden to at the very least have a cabinet, but don't be surprised if we don't. It means, Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, they're kind of getting up there in their age. If either of them retires, it means their seat's going to stay open for until a Republican president comes along or until Democrats take the Senate, because McConnell has screwed with the process of confirming Supreme Court justices I think we've seen all we really need to see to know how that's going to play out. But I am just basically, either of these races goes the wrong way, it means nothing gets accomplished in Congress or at the federal government in general. But I do want to spend a little bit of time on what happens if I'm hopefully wrong, right? And if Ossoff wins this and Warnock wins this, because it means a Senate that is 50-50 split, right? So for you Zoomers out here who don't know how our election works, right? There's 100 senators. 100 senators. Whenever there's a vote in the Senate, there's a chance, since 100 is in fact an even number, because 100 divisible by, or divided by 2 equals 50. This is what I went to school for, is math. But so when there is a 50-50 tie in the Senate, obviously there needs to be a tiebreaker. That tiebreaker is made by the VP, who casts a 51st or a 101st vote to make one side 51, thus putting it over. The VP in this instance is Kamala Harris, who is former vice president, current president-elect Biden's running mate, and is the vice president-elect, and that's pretty poggers compared to compared to the other guys. But yeah, no. So this would technically, and that's a very big technically, as I'll discuss in a moment, mean that Democrats control the Senate, right? By the absolute narrowest of possible margins. Here is my concern, right? And it would be more of a problem, say, in the House of Representatives, right? Because they have a much bigger caucus in the House that they need to get everyone to rally support behind. I know there's been some some stuff with trying to hold Nancy Pelosi's speaker position hostage because Democrats only have like a 5-seat majority in the House at this point. But the problem here is, with a 50-50 majority, right, it means there is no room for error, right? It means there is no room for a single Democrat to defect and vote against anything. And what really concerns me is I've got it pulled up in another tab here. Polls from West Virginia. Now you're probably wondering, hey, Taylor from Left Turn, why do we give a single shit about West Virginia? All right, let me just pull something up here. Senators from West Virginia. Surprise, everyone! West Virginia has a Democratic senator. I actually feel like most people probably know that who's watching this video, but not only does West Virginia have a senator, look at when he was elected. He was elected to his Senate position in 2010. That was, as we can see by the fact that it is currently 2021, 11 years ago. Senate candidates are senators are elected every 6 years, which means that we are 1 year out from this gentleman, Joe Manchin, being up for re-election in what we can pretty decidedly see here is one of the reddest states in the country. So here's my concern, right? This is another of my concerns. Ignore the fact that it's Washington Examiner, because you would see a similar headline on other news sites. We do not stand the Washington Examiner, but Democratic Senator Joe Manchin committed to not to vote to pack the courts or end the legislative filibuster. Where We're at, what are we at here? November 10th, right? One senator does not vote on the Democratic side, there is no tie and there is no bill, Manchin said about that possible scenario, adding, when they talk about whether it be packing the courts or ending the filibuster, I will not vote to do that. This is why I say it warrants discussing that it's such a narrow majority. Because Joe Manchin himself, right? This is the same Joe Manchin who, I should point out, voted in favor of Kavanaugh. And I actually don't remember how he voted on impeachment. Did he vote? Oh, did he actually? Oh, he did vote to oust Trump. That's interesting. I forgot about that. Or I didn't forget about that. I didn't know. But I figured there was a chance he might have voted to quit. But, I mean, this is... I worry that Manchin, since he is up for re-election in a year, in this new Senate that's coming in, is going to be a Democrat really in name alone. Because he said he's not going to vote to end the filibuster. He's not going to vote to pack the courts. Which, if we want to achieve what is a at least temporary goal of ending the Democratic, or not the, we're not quite there yet, ending the Republican Party, and its ability to enact any sort of change in the government, it's contingent on things like packing the court and ending the filibuster, right? It's contingent on things like Puerto Rico statehood and on DC statehood. It's contingent on very, very major changes, very, very major policies at the federal level. And frankly, I don't think that Manchin is going to have the balls to. I wish there were a better way to say that. I don't think he's going to have the balls to vote against what the people of his state want. You know, I don't think he's going to have it in him to vote against the will of a state that would have voted for Trump by, what was the final result in West Virginia? Let's see. I don't look at this. I don't feel like Manchin is going to have it in him to vote against a state in which every single county voted for Donald Trump and the state went to him by 40 points. I don't think that that's going to happen. I think every time a major policy decision comes up, $15 minimum wage, healthcare reform or expansion, I genuinely don't see Manchin siding with the Democrats on that. And it's very frustrating that people keep talking about both of these races, right? As if, okay, well, we win these races, we did it, we won democracy, right? Like it's, I don't know. I feel as if people are setting expectations too high. And of course, even if this were to go our way, it's just the start of our advocacy. Our advocacy needs to continue into, hey, look how little the Democrats are really doing to address the problems that are facing the country. So now we see Trump wasn't the problem. Now we see Biden isn't the problem. We see neither of them are the solution. So maybe we could move leftward. I don't know. I think we need to see the Biden administration as an opportunity to move people leftward by demonstrating the ineffectualness of neoliberal politics. And I don't think the way to do that is to have a gridlocked Congress. Because if there's a gridlocked Congress, then the Democrats can just say, oh, well, we couldn't get anything done because the Republicans voted against us. Or, oh, we couldn't get anything done because the Republicans and Joe Manchin stopped us, right? Like, if Democrats don't want to do anything. Democrats want to get in office and just do nothing. That's their favorite thing to do. They love doing nothing. They love getting in office and then maybe passing one landmark legislation and then saying, "Well, we did all we could." It's so frustrating, and I do genuinely hope that these go the right way because, God, if nothing else, fuck Mitch McConnell. I don't want that bastard to be in charge of anything anymore ever. Um, Especially after what he's done with the stimulus, which is just it's despicable, it's ghoulish, it's evil. There's not really another word for it than evil. Um, but yeah, no, I just yeah, no, it is what it is. I guess I'm pessimistic about this, but maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe we'll get to 3 days from now when we have all the mail-in votes counted, and we'll see, hey, looks like we actually have a 50-50 Senate. Um, I don't know. I guess we'll see. So yeah, this video will probably go up tomorrow. Well, technically today, but I need to sleep because I have a dentist appointment in the morning. Uh, But anyway, if you made it this far into this second video I've made of just rambling, we're a little less time in than last time. But if you made it this far, I appreciate you. I appreciate the hell out of you. Um, like I said, I do want to, see if this goes anywhere. I've tried the YouTube thing before. Didn't take off at all because those were more edited videos and they were scripted, whereas this is very off the cuff, which I'm honestly finding I'm more comfortable with. Um, but no, yeah, I'd like to see if this can go anywhere, get any manner of following, because politics is something I pay a lot of attention to, and it's something I feel like I could be more effectual in helping to kind of spread awareness and spread a sense of kind of, you know, rational approach to it. Not that either of these rambling screeds so far have been anything resembling rational. I don't know. I want to at least do a couple of prepared videos. I do want to try streaming at some point. I'm building a computer. We'll see how that ends up going. Maybe once I have a better PC, I could, live stream once I have a computer, few followers. But anyway, if you like this video, do subscribe. That's the best way to get notified when I post another video. Click the little bell, I guess, if you wanna get notified when the next video goes up. Not sure when that's gonna be yet. This video is gonna probably come out 2 days after the last one. Upload schedule is gonna be a thing I need to figure out. But yeah, leave a like if you liked it. Leave a dislike if you didn't like it. And yeah, I will talk to y'all later.